Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Friday, so that means it's time for Tactical Talks. So for those of you who don't know this or have not seen my EDC video, I talk about carrying a gun. And in that video I talked about that some, if not most times, if it's possible, that I carry two guns. And I've gotten a bunch of comments, I've had people ask me a bunch of questions. Why? Why do you carry two guns? What's the point of carrying two guns? Does it make sense? Is that safe? Carrying two guns is no more dangerous than carrying one gun. If you can't trust yourself to carry that one gun, or if you're scared of that one gun, you're obviously going to be scared of two. It doesn't make it any worse to carry two guns. But with that being said, I want to talk about the 5 reasons that I feel it's necessary to carry two guns. Now, I read an article a while back and they talked about, is it necessary or why carry two guns? And some of the things they said was, 1, it's not necessary because you already have a gun. 2, it was just posing the question, why? And there was no real answer to that question. And then, like I said, the third thing that they listed was that it was dangerous to carry more than one gun on you. Like I said, if it's dangerous to carry two, then it's probably dangerous to carry one. So this video is going to be more for the guys who already carry a gun and are questioning whether or not they should carry another one. If you don't think it's necessary to carry a gun, then this video is probably not for you. It's not going to be necessary for you to carry two guns. So keep that in mind. This is not for everyone. This is just my personal opinion on why I feel it's necessary to carry two guns. Alright, so this video is not going to be about which guns you should carry. It's not going to tell you this is the better gun, this is the better gun. It's just going to be a discussion about two guns in general. Whatever two guns you decide you want to carry, whatever your everyday carry is, I suggest carry something a little bit smaller. You don't necessarily need two guns the exact same size, but if you can conceal two guns of the same size and be confident and comfortable with both of them, then I say why not. The 3 guns that I'm going to be showing you guys today are 3 of my smaller guns. There's nothing done to them, very simple guns. And these are guns that I either already carry as a second gun or I am considering carrying as a second gun. So the first one is a gun that I'm considering carrying as a second gun. Now, I've done a video on this. The video that I just posted the other day, the range day video, shows me shooting this gun. This is a little 22 long rifle, and it is clear. You can see there in the cylinder, there's nothing in there. This is not a gun that I carry on me right now, but it's a gun that I'm considering carrying. Maybe a ankle holster. I can do something like this, little pocket holster, put that in there, triggers covered, hammers covered. I don't necessarily have to have that hammer cocked back, and I can throw this into my back pocket no problem. And this will be my secondary gun. And we'll get into why I'm talking about ankle holsters and the back pocket. So this is gun number 1. The second gun is a gun that I already carry on me as a backup. This is a Smith & Wesson Bodyguard. It's a little 380. This one is also a 6-shot. I can hold one in the magazine, or I'm sorry, one in the barrel in the chamber. The other one is a 6-shot 22. So I can get 7 shots out of this one, 6 shots out of that one. This one's semi-automatic. I can put this one, this is normally what I do with this one if you watch my EDC video. And again, throw that in my back pocket. That one's ready to go. The third one is a little bit bigger. I'd normally carry a Glock 43 on me as my everyday carry. That one's fully done up. It's got an extended barrel, it's got a light, it's got magazine extensions, it's got all these things on it to make that gun a little bit bigger. This is just a stock Glock 43. It's got a little grip enhancement on here and just a little pinky for the magazine, and that's it. Everything else is stock as far as the outside to make the gun any wider, bigger, thicker. It's stock all the way through. So this is a third gun. Again, if I want to, put it right in there. Trigger's covered up. That can go in the back pocket, or like I said, I can utilize a different holster. This isn't, again, to tell you which gun to shoot. This isn't to show you or to tell you what holster to carry, what holster to use. I just really like this pocket holster because it works for me. This may not work for everybody. You may not like this. You may not like how this feels. This may not fit in your pocket. You may have smaller pockets. You may wear tighter pants. This is not going to work for everybody. This is just, again, reasons why I feel like you should carry that second gun. So for me, reason number 1, and it's the thing that everybody always goes to, it's the go-to reason, is what if your gun fails? Now, we go to the range, we practice, we shoot these guns, but it's something that can fail. Unfortunately, it does happen. You go out to the range, you shoot, you have a fail to fire, you have a double feed, or, stovepipe. You have all these issues with your gun. In the middle of a gunfight, you're already stressed out. Your gross motor skills are not what they were when you were at the range practicing on a normal, calm day when you were not stressed out. So it's going to make things harder for you. So for some people, it's going to be harder to clear that than it is to just pull out another pistol. So I get practice how you play, and you should practice these things, and maybe you're not practicing good enough, and people will say that all day long. Now, I've been in real combat situations. I've had to fire guns. So if you've never been in that situation, it's hard for me to even listen to you say, well, maybe you should just practice better. Well, I've been in real life situations. I've practiced and I've trained for those scenarios, but again, not everybody is me. Not to say that I'm the greatest by any means, but not everybody is me. Not everybody has gone through what I've gone through, and not everybody is trained the way that I've trained. So that's reason number one for me. Reason number two, for me, majority of the people that I hang out with, if not everybody, already has a gun on them. But in that unlikely scenario that I'm end up in a gunfight and I have somebody who's with me who I trust to shoot a gun, who doesn't necessarily carry a gun, I can give them a gun. It may not be the biggest gun. It may not be, it may not have the biggest capacity, but I'll tell you this, having a gun, no matter what gun it is better than not having a gun when you need it. So that's reason number two for me. I do have family members and, a couple of friends that don't carry guns on them that I would trust handing over a gun that I have shot with before. They just choose not to carry one on them personally, and that's fine. But when it comes down to it, if we need it, I like to know that I can hand a gun over, and this person can watch this side, I can watch this side, and we're good to go. Number three, for me, as a police officer, something that we train is if somebody is trying to take your gun from you or pull it out of your holster, you don't take that gun out and then now have that thing be a threat and start fighting over it. What you do is you push your hand and you lock that gun into that holster. You use whatever muscle, whatever might you have to keep that gun in that holster, because that's the safest place for that gun. Now, when I'm at work, if I want to have another gun on my left side because I'm a right-handed shooter, I can lock that gun in with my right arm and push down as hard as I can, make that person fight, struggle, whatever they're doing on this right side of me. That gives me an opportunity to reach into my left pocket, pull out that gun, and I now have the option to use lethal force because they're trying to take my gun from me. So that's reason number three. If you have a holster, if you carry on the outside, if it's something that's exposed, something that somebody tries to take from you, you can lock that gun into place, reach over for another one, and not have your typical, movie fight scene where two guys are holding the gun and they're flagging everybody, waving everybody, pointing at each other and hoping that somebody doesn't pull the trigger. You can lock that gun in place, pull out your backup, fire with that one. Reason number four for me is accessibility. Now, for me, I drive a lot. Whether I'm at work, whether we go places, I'm usually the one driving, I'm usually the one in the vehicle. Now, when I carry, I would say, off duty at least, 99% of the time, I am appendix carrying. Now, I'm not a small person, so when I sit down and my body folds, it's a lot harder for me to reach my gun in that appendix carry position. Now, some people are going to say, well, why do you carry it there if it's harder? Well, I'm not anticipating, or I'm hoping at least, that it's not going to happen while I'm sitting in my truck. However, if it does, I have anticipated an alternative solution, and that alternative solution for me is a second gun. So if I'm sitting in my vehicle, appendix carrying, I can't reach this gun for whatever reason, I can reach over, leg holster. The way I'm positioned, I just have to go here. Quick little move. Instead of me having to lean back and trying to get this gun out and get around that seatbelt, so many more obstacles for me that way than if I just reach down on my leg, pull that gun out, now I'm ready to go. Now that's another thing that you have to think about, is shooting with your non-dominant hand. If you've never done that, it's weird, it's awkward. It's not hard, it's not impossible by any means, it's just awkward. Try doing anything with your left hand, it's going to be awkward. So that's something that I do practice when I go out to the gun range. I'm not looking for the perfect, shot group. I'm not looking for the best shots in the world. I'm looking to hit that target. If you're coming at me, if you're trying to engage me, as long as I can hit my target, I'm satisfied with that. That at least gives me an opportunity to shoot with this one get a couple rounds on there, quick little switch, and I'm ready to go with my dominant hand with something that I'm used to and something that I'm better at. So for me, easily accessible always works. Now, reason number 5 may not be, or may be, the best reason, but this is something that other people always talk about as well, is what if this shooting hand goes down? And that goes back to me talking about training at the range with my left hand. If you've never done it, do it. If you're going to carry a gun on you, why not give yourself every opportunity to be as good as possible with that gun? You're out shooting, somebody shoots and they happen to hit you in that right hand. They hit you in that right arm. You have lost full function of this arm. Now, you see in the movies these guys get hit and they're still fighting, moving, whatever. I'll tell you, that's not how it works. You are still going to have a drive. Your adrenaline's still going to push you, but you are not going to be as accurate. You're not going to have that same amount of strength. Also, that depends on how and where you were shot, but why limit yourself to one hand? Why get shot in that one arm, that arm goes down, and then you're like, well, now I can't do nothing. So I give myself a second opportunity to fire. Like I said, I practice with my left hand. Normally when I carry a gun on me, I have one gun appendix carry up front where I can access with my right and left hand if necessary, but my backup is usually in my back left pocket. If this hand is busy, this hand is injured, I know that left-handed, I can go to a gun, pull it out, and I'm ready to go. Same thing if I carry an ankle holster, it's on my left side. Now, the reason for me, one is because, like I said, if this right hand goes down, I want to have a gun in my left hand. The other reason is, like I mentioned before, while I'm driving, my right foot is for that gas and brake. That's what that foot does when I'm driving. That's all it does. So my left leg, it's a lot easier for me to lift that left leg up and pull my pistol out my left hand. Depending on where I'm sitting in my vehicle, what's going on, I may not want to just pull that gun out and fight. I may want to drive, whether that's drive to find a better position, whether that's drive and use my vehicle to eliminate that threat. So that's why I go left side for that. But like I mentioned, if your shooting hand goes down, you need another option. So that's why I go left-handed. So hopefully these tips helped. I know this video, it's going to be about average as far as the amount of time that I put out for these videos. There's not a lot to show in this video. This is more of a discussion. That's why I call this Tactical Talks. Every once in a while we'll have things that I can show you guys. But I want to at least put this out there for anyone who already carries a gun, or if you're considering carrying a gun or two guns. If you're carrying a gun and you're wondering to yourself, does it make sense to carry two? I already have one. Maybe these tips will kind of help you and point you in that direction. Now, this is just for me personally. These are my personal opinions. I have military background and I am law enforcement. So it makes sense to me, and maybe this makes sense to you. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, subscribe below, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys next week.